Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is Zen Dog Training. I'm Jason Connell.
And I'm Gordon Fontaine.
Gordon, we are back for another very informative episode. I'm just looking at the show notes and I'm excited to delve in here because I believe we're talking about stopping what nobody wants, unwanted behaviors from their dog.
Yes, in peaceful ways that doesn't trigger the fight-flight response.
Well, this is the Zen Dog Training Podcast. So
this is the Zen Dog way.
Exactly. So these are things, Gordon, that you have learned and seen in your 19, almost 20, nearly 20 years of having Zen Dog Training. So I am on the edge of my seat. I want to learn these hacks, these takeaways. What can we do as we get puppies for the first time after like a decade? Like, how do we handle this?
So adult dogs, anything, you name it. This is how you stop unwanted behaviors in peaceful ways. And I have to say, it's kind of the secret sauce that I was almost afraid to put out here in a podcast because it might take away from my business, might take away from people calling me, but I'm not worried about that anymore.
Wow. Well, we're going to put this episode behind a paywall. Okay.
Oh, I like no, you're the right partner for me. That's a great idea.
All right, please, let's jump in, Gordon. What are some the most common unwanted behaviors that come up to you?
Oh, yeah. What can we solve? We can solve play biting. We can solve eating gross stuff on walks. You name it. Counter surfing. Come on, Jason. What else? What do you got?
Barking.
Oh, barking.
Excessive barking. Yeah,
barking's
tearing
tough
up
because
the furniture.
Oh, yeah. Furniture, destructive behaviors. Barking can be tough because it can be demand barking, which might have a different approach than just like when the puppy or your dog jumps up on the counter or, like I said, starts to nip or bite.
Yeah.
Those are the behaviors that we're talking about here. Like, how do you stop your dog when they're in the middle of putting something gross in their mouth and you want it to stop?
Yeah. And since we're not a fear-based discipline here, an obedience class, or we don't believe in that style, what do you do?
That's right. We did joke about this before, but in old school, it's like shock them or startle them or throw a shake can full of pennies. I want to put all that aside. I don't want to trigger the fight-flight response. And for lots of reasons, it's not informative to the dog. Yeah. It's terrible role modeling for kids and for the rest of the family. It puts you in the wrong spirit to be like, no, hey, stop it, right? But the real issue here is that dogs in this type of thing don't learn the same way people do.
Yeah.
And so I had a really great client yesterday. She was a mother and a therapist. The husband and father was a teacher at school. So very good with parenting and really awesome people. And the puppy started chewing the rug and she took the dog, looked in the eyes and said, no, whatever, no rug or something. Like, okay, all right. That's not what you do. What's so funny about this is it's the same principles that Pavlov discovered with the bell and the food. There needs to be a sound that lets the dog know that, hey, this behavior, in this case, you want it to stop.
Yeah.
And then the sound must predict an action. And I'm going to say that action is what we call interrupting, not correcting. Interrupting, not correcting. So what the woman did wrong was she grabbed the dog and then she looked at him. And at that point, the dog's like, Mom, I love you. Oh, it's her. And then she broke the angry face on and started scolding him. So she was punishing him after he did the behavior, not before.
Yeah. Just hearing you talk, Gordon, I'm having guilt.
Oh, we all do. Shotzi. I've talked about Shotzi in the past. I have so much guilt. I used a choke chain on her when I was 11 years old. It was like, poor thing.
That's why we're here. You've developed this so we have a better path.
And you and I are martial artists, always moving forward.
Always.
We're always moving forward. I'm not thinking, oh man, I should have this is the new me. This is the me of now. And we're going to just do it right. And that's what we're all doing today, listeners.
That's great. Yeah.
And so this is what you do. Let's come up with a sound that's the equal or opposite of yes, good boy, or yes, good girl. And I like to use the sound like, hey, leave it. But something that's in the guttural side.
Got it.
And we tend not to recommend using no because it's not guttural, but also because it's going to get overused.
Yeah.
Another big thing that dog trainers mention is you never want to use your dog's name.
I was going to ask you that right away because then the name is completely confusing.
They can't learn it both ways. So use name's always a positive. And in puppy class last night, I had a woman who kept saying the name and I was like, just name means stop, good boy. And it's a distraction. It's useful as a refocusing. But when you want to interrupt or stop an unwanted behavior, you say something like, hey, get out of there, move it. But what happens next?
Yeah. And a clicker wouldn't work in this situation.
Clicker is the positive.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not for the interrupting. Okay.
The clicker is the positive. The clicker says, yes, good boy, here it comes. And the or hey says, I'm going to come stop you next.
Yeah.
And so my favorite example to bring this all home is us in traffic. I love us in traffic. Well, I like it because we, even law-abiding citizens, tend to speed. Speed limit is 55. I live in New England, and 55
That
means
means
like
you can get away with 10 over, 15 over.
Oh, 10 over. Exactly.
Yeah, start
55
doing the
means
math.
like 70 at least, right? 65 means 80 almost.
Yeah, that's just a suggestion.
Yeah, well, I mean, my point is you do what you get away with. There are certain towns that I drive to, for example, Lexington, Massachusetts.
Hey, I know it well.
Winchester, Massachusetts, where I know that they have high property values and that police tend to be really strict.
Interesting.
So as soon as I drive from Somerville, my town, where everything's crazy, and I drive into another town like that, I watch my speed a little more.
Yes. Okay.
So just like dogs, we learn the same way about whatever we get away with.
Yeah.
And so we're driving, let's say speeding, and then you hear a police siren. You hear a siren.
Yes.
What do you think, Jason? Immediate
fear.
What do you think? Fear or darn,
me.
like, shucks.
Oh man, I knew it. Yeah, if I'm doing something illegal, but yes,
let's just say you were
immediately
going 10
it hits
over.
you. You have a panic sets in.
But there's an immediacy.
Immediate.
Siren, immediate. So that's what we're looking
Immediate.
for with the positive marker. That's what we're looking for with the negative. There's an immediate marker. Oh, hey, what are you doing?
Right.
It's our police siren. But then, Jason, you're driving. You look in the rearview mirror, and it's an ambulance.
Relief.
Why?
Because it's not me.
Because an ambulance never gives you a ticket.
No, you can just scoot over and let them go by.
Let them go. Yeah. In fact, I see people speed up and get out of their way that way.
Yeah.
Now, what if you look in the rearview mirror and it's a state trooper? Ooh.
Terrifying.
Yeah. And so what you might notice now, what dog trainers notice, is that fire trucks and ambulance, they make so much noise.
Totally.
They use a siren. They use like a second siren, air horn. People don't seem to respect them. But a state trooper, they don't even turn their siren on. They turn their air horn on. I'll give you the whoop, 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 whoop. Right. Oh, if I hear that after I ran a yellow light, I'm like, oh no, they got me, right?
They got you.
Because the state trooper is known for being stricter.
Yep.
For
No
example,
nonsense.
No nonsense. And so the consequences are real. That's what I'm getting at, is like with our dogs, we're all a bunch of ambulance and fire truck. We're on the couch going, hey, dude, what are you doing? But no one gets up off the couch to stop them. And so your interrupting doesn't work because you make a noise, but you don't follow through enough to where your dog believes you. So we're going to channel, sort of in this case, the state trooper, and that you're going to have a consistent sound. Hey, get out of there. And it's got to predict you getting up off the couch and gently physically stopping them.
Yeah.
And so what we teach at Zen Dog Training is we have a guide and a bunch of different methods, probably 7 or 8 techniques. And each one is a sound of, hey. And then you physically take your dog gently, but physically, by the collar, by the leash, by the harness, and you turn them away and interrupt them from the unwanted behavior without correcting them, without trying to startle them or scare them.
Yeah, have this discussion with them. You're just trying to break this habit. And I love that.
And then they get pulled away.
They go, and it slowly they'll get that connection.
I'm so glad you said slowly.
Yeah, it has to be. I see it now. Yeah, because people like stop in the moment and they want to discipline and have the whole discussion. The puppy or dog or whatever is just checked out. Doesn't even follow along.
Right. There can't be a discussion. That's what I'm getting at. So it works slowly. So my response is quick. So if the dog jumps up the counter from across the room, I say, and I'm swiftly walking to them, grabbing them gently by the collar and pulling them away from the counter.
Yes.
But here's the thing. Because these interrupts are gentle, they need to be repeated at least 3 to 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
If you have a terrier, 5 to 10 times in a row.
Every other minute.
In fact, as we talk about what I teach with a client, when we're programming or we're actually doing the training, I might almost encourage them to do the unwanted behavior a couple times in a row.
Right.
So they can practice the interrupts at a low level so it works when the stakes are high.
Yeah. This comes to mind, Gordon. Zen Dog Training might need to sell like a sound box. And then you just have these go-tos. If people can't come up with their own, I love it. These little Zen breakers, like whatever noises and such.
But here's the deal, Jason. Why it wouldn't work is because we don't get up off the couch.
Exactly.
I worked with a client. There was a second visit. We covered everything, all this twice. And then they sent me a picture of the dog stealing something off the counter. Look, she's learned to counter surf. And I'm like, I gave you a comic, a guide, pages, videos of how to interrupt unwanted behaviors. You didn't get it? But there's a yes, good girl, and that means do it over and over again. But there's also a get out of there that predicts the interrupt. It's binary here. It's very binary and very clear and easy to do.
But they have time to take a photo.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. Every time you let the dog do it, he's learning the wrong behavior. It's definitely a little bit frustrating.
So with the clients you work with, which is abundant, do you see this change happen very quickly? The evolution of like, you know what, this is working. I'm getting up right away. I'm stopping it. I'm taking the dog for like a lap. We're just getting out of that behavior. Are you hearing the wins from this?
Many times clients get it just in an instant. It's like
Wow.
instant zen. They're like,
I
oh, I
like
need to
that.
stop it. But so
Yeah,
many times it's difficult to change our natural behaviors, especially for
sure.
parents,
Yep.
especially for teachers. My client in the end of puppy class a couple of weeks ago, I stopped her again because she's giving the dog a lot of eye contact. She says, "You're right. I'm giving him too much teacher eyes.
Teacher eyes. Yeah.
Teacher eyes
I
don't
see
work."
you. I see. Yeah.
And that's why school principals are my worst clients.
Yeah, that's
They
interesting.
have trouble dropping the hard eye because it works on everybody in their life.
Yeah.
They give them the dirty look and they're like, oh gosh, don't get the principal mad at me. But with your dog, it's just an increase in attention. They love you.
Yeah.
Nothing negative happened. So doing something bad predicts you talking to them in a gruff voice and giving them an evil eye did not communicate no.
Are state troopers good clients as well?
But I've had some pretty good state troopers.
Okay, hey, no offense to state troopers. They're just so scary and intimidating.
Yeah,
But
intimidate, but the consequences. They understand. I
they
like
do.
police officers as well, and people who understand that there has to be a consequence for an action,
Yeah.
and that it can't just be like a tongue lashing. Because in a human that might work, but with a dog, they just
Yeah,
don't
they're
care.
in the moment. The dogs are in the moment. They are Zen beings.
Right, and the
Stop
words you
that,
use,
redirect that, as opposed to try to like correct everything in one session.
soft physical interruptions that don't trigger the fight flight response,
Yep.
usually paired with the or hey, which honestly, back to Caesar Milan that we've talked about before,
Yep.
that works. But I'm just saying that doesn't have to be a startle response.
Or a poke.
A poke, where they usually do the with a poke is what he used to do. And so we don't do that. We just associate with you getting up off the couch to stop them. And then guess what, Jason?
Yep.
In a couple of weeks, all of a sudden you say, and the dog's like, oh, this is the one where I get stopped. And they stop, and the work does work for you
I
without
love
getting
that.
up off the couch.
And you made a good point earlier, a lot of good points. But if you have a big family and you're using this one word that you also use for your kids, it could get confusing. The dog was going to hear this desensitized to that word, like the reason you don't even use their name, it's a positive. So finding that noise, that thing, that guttural sound, because some people probably use it on their kids too, I would assume. It's like, ha, ha, ha. And then everyone's like, oh, is it me? Is it you? So I do like that, finding what works for the trainer and staying consistent, I'm assuming.
Yes, and actions and consequences. The sound must predict the action of them being stopped, as opposed to the action of you, like you said in one episode, walking up to them, looking them in the eyes and scolding them.
Yeah.
Some dogs are really sensitive and intuitive, and they're like, I got you, Dad, or whatever they think we are. But many dogs, especially your terriers, are like, oh, funny guy, funny guy talking to me. Oh, I like him. Oh, he's angry. I don't know what. They don't even know you're angry. They're just like, oh, he's got the funny voice.
Yeah, that's so funny. Well, my Labrador and Shepherd, my late Labrador and Shepherd, if they ever made a mistake, and they were angels, but my lab, Brody, did chew a remote control when he was 1. And all I ever had to do after that, Gordon, was pick up that knotted up, ruined remote, because I would just kind of keep it underneath the coffee table and show him if he ever messed up and said, did you do this? And he would look at me like, yeah, my bad. So he knew, he hung on to that.
And that's where
I didn't overdo it, but
no, but that's what I'm getting at. He was so sensitive that
sensitive.
But every time I watch these, there's videos where they show dogs that look guilty.
Yes.
It's not that they're guilty for what they did. They just know that when they rooted through the trash or there's a pee or poop, and then their parent, the owner, comes home, bad things happen.
Yep.
So while he's rooting in the trash, he's enjoying and eating whatever's in there.
Blissful.
Right. So you have to capture them in the moment. You have to interrupt in the moment. A second or two after the fact is confusing to your dog.
Yeah.
So I do want to add that to this episode.
Absolutely.
If you come home and there's a pee or poop mistake, you just clean it up. You can't scold your dog at that point. You have about a second or two to make that connection, which is why we use the or hey as it's occurring.
Yeah, wait for the next time, because if it's a trend, it's going to happen again, and that's your opportunity to fix it.
Set up a teachable moment. Which just might be a future episode topic.
There you go. Well, this has really been wonderful, delving into stopping unwanted behaviors, which every dog owner has dealt with, I'm sure. Gordon, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I want to say stopping unwanted behaviors the Zen dog way, which is doing it without startling, scaring, surprising, or punishing your dog.
Great advice. So please subscribe, rate, and review the show. We'd love your feedback. Just a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast takes 1 second. It helps us immensely. And please be sure to check out zendogtraining.net as well as Just Curious Media for everything else that we produce. Gordon, wonderful job. Until next time, my friend.
Thank you, Jason.